Welcome to game number 2 on Fighting Spirit. Down 0-1 after losing to a Hydra Bust in the first game. Your yellow Protoss player, it is Arthur.
And down in the bottom right-hand corner, winning the first game, seeing if he can dethrone the champion of Starbow himself. It is playing as the red Zerg. It is the Red Bandit from the team Bestest Friends Forever.
There's a lot of F's, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
TRB once again going for what looks like an extremely early scout, much like he did in the first game. Wants to get the read on what Arthur is doing. Overlord going to be sent to the bottom left, and once again, TRB will scout Arthur last, but importantly, he's going to be able to know what Arthur is doing. Arthur very safe with his Nexus first last game, and looks like TRB. It's likely, he's not going to be taking a really early pool this game either. But it will be a slightly earlier. He's going to be going for the early pool. I mean, I don't want to say early. He's going pool first, but not necessarily an early pool.
That is true. That's an important distinction to make.
Yeah. But just the fact that he did get that pool before Hatchery and is going to get Arthur to actually go ahead and get Forge first this time. Not going to be going for the Nexus first.
Yeah, forcing Arthur to play a little more safe, because he did that Nexus first last game was a little bit greedy, so the Red Bandit saying, hey, I can kill you, I'll make you get that Forge first.
Ooh, is TRB going to get really sneaky? Try to deny this with something? Okay, just going to deny for as long as possible here with the drone. And Arthur, okay, now Arthur's actually going to throw the cannon down.
Oh, very nice.
So he's forcing him to delay that Nexus even longer. Arthur not wanting to waste his money here. Wants to get something out of his money while he's got it. Does throw the cannon down. So nice little delay force here by TRB. In the meantime, both players kind of scouting around with their workers. Nothing crazy happening yet. Let's see what the plays are next here for TRB. I wonder if he'll be going into something similar. I really doubt that he goes for the Hydra Bust again. Just because he knows that Arthur will likely be prepared for it this time. And TRB taking the third at the top end immediately. So once again, the fast third. So it very well could be Hydras again.
So Vec, what do you think about this third placement? So, like, normally if they weren't spawning cross, the Zerg it's a pretty easy take, just expand away from your opponent. You take, like, one of the random bases and that'll be it. But he has to expand towards his opponent, so I wonder if he should just take his third instead as opposed to this natural to this other base.
Yeah, it is an interesting choice here. Now, I trust TRB just because he's easily one of our best Starbow players, and he plays a lot of Brood War. Has played a lot of Brood War in the past. I guess if you really look at it, the distance between the natural of the Protoss and the third of the Zerg is not that different from the natural over to this natural. It's a slight difference, of course, but nothing crazy. So I understand the idea being that he can easily try to wall this off, get lurkers and spine crawlers here at this choke, as opposed to having to maybe defend two separate ramps. Although, yeah, I'm not really sure. But I trust TRB to do what he knows is right here. But,
he knows more than us.
Arthur will find it immediately, so Arthur knows where it is. And it'll be interesting to see if Arthur tries to pressure that third immediately. Arthur usually does like to send out his first couple Zealots. Now, he does have two already, but he's not sending them out anywhere yet.
That's probably a good call, because the Red Bandit did get a quick Hydra Den, and Hydra's range is indeed on the way.
Yeah, and I know TRB is getting a Spine Crawler here at this third, so maybe because it is much closer than it was in the last game, he is getting a Spine Crawler, whereas he did not do that in the last game.
Scout the Hydra Den, that would be huge.
It looks like it will, and if nothing else, he might have seen that Hydra run by. And the probe is actually going to be able to mine here.
It didn't scout it quite yet. It actually hasn't seen the Hydra Den up, and now it does see it.
Just does see it. Well, the probe is going to see some Hydras now anyway. So he knows it's coming in. It is going to be ranged again here, so TRB might actually be going for a similar play, but Arthur already adding on 2 more cannons.
And getting a robotics facility this time instead of a Stargate, so probably going to quickly go to get some Reavers so he can break his front once the Hydras get there.
Yeah, this is going to be much, much safer. I don't expect a similar result at all to the last game because Arthur is very prepared for this. Now, as is sending out these first 3 Zealots here, but nothing to worry about. So many cannons at the front. Now, due to the fact that he does have range and he's working on speed, these Hydras still will be able to poke down the gateway and the forge. So you don't even see Arthur bothering with trying to get +1. Probably feels like there's no way it's going to finish anyway. But they will get all the way, these 3 Zealots going around the long way, we'll get all the way to the 3rd here, and there's only 1 Spine Crawler. Now, if these drones can help fight, I don't think that 3 Zealots are going to be able to take down the Spine.
And the Zealots actually do just run away.
Yep, the Forge will go ahead and fall right now.
The Gateway will probably
and
follow
Arthur
suit.
heading those couple of cannons on right before the Forge dies.
And Warp Prism is about to finish, and Robotics Bay is also about to complete. So we're going to see some Reavers.
Yeah, should be fun. So at this point, though, 4 cannons here, and TRB is going to go for it.
Gets 1 cannon and does retreat. I'm not sure if that was worth it.
Forces a bunch of Chrono Boost there, but the Chrono Boost really did make a big difference here. Arthur does still have enough energy for 3 more Chrono Boosts, and he's going to remake the Forge right at the front. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not to get the Forge right at the front or not. It could easily get knocked back down. Zealot getting a couple kills here, got 3 kills. Very nice, and we have an even worker count. TRB establishing his 4th up at the northeast corner.
So we'll see what Arthur can do with this Reaver. This Reaver is pretty important because the Red Bandit is getting a 4th, and he's starting to take off economically. So we'll see how much damage this Reaver can end up doing.
We also see Gravitic Drive coming out for the Warp Prism. The Warp Prism will have speed eventually. Doesn't yet, but Reaver play, Arthur's shown that he can be pretty dang good with Reavers at times. But also, if you remember from our game a couple weeks ago with Franskar and Destination, there are some cool tricks that the Zerg players can pull off to mitigate that Reaver damage. So to see how TRB handles this pressure. Does have a Spine Crawler coming up here in the natural. Actually has 2 coming up.
And the Hydras are very close by. We'll see how much damage this Reaver can do. It gets 1 drone and kills it. That Warp Prism lives.
Sorry, I accidentally jumped the screen there. Reaver,
that Scarab.
It does connect. But
Warp
the
Prism is at 40 health though, so I'm not sure how much more poking you can do.
Yeah, not too terrible of losses yet here for the Red Bandit. The resources lost relatively even, only a difference of 275.
The Warp Prism is going to find this 4th base though, and not a whole lot the Reaver can really do about it, but I imagine try to poke into the 3rd, but that's a lot of Spine Crawlers.
Yeah, now there is a nice soft spot here towards the ramp where that Reaver could do quite a bit of damage. He's going to try to get 1 Scarab shot. That was really close. That Reaver extremely low health now. Got a couple drones, but not a tremendous amount. Total workers killed only 7. So the Red Bandit handling the Reaver pretty well. Reavers with 20 kills, very bad. Reavers with 7 kills, that's not too bad. We see a couple Scourge on the way here for TRB coming up in the 3rd.
And look at Arthur getting double Stargate, predicting the Mutas transition, but it's a little late. Scourge already out, and Mutas are getting produced, and that
loses the Reaver there. And the Warp Prism will just manage to avoid the Scourge, but there's a Mutas coming out too. A couple Mutas could catch the Prism, but they won't. In the meantime, we got another Prism with a Reaver and a Zealot going to be coming for the 3rd here. Once again, though, there are Scourge waiting at the 3rd. Will the Scourge connect with the Prism? Will these Scourge connect with this Prism?
Well, fun fact, the Warp Prism has 4.01 movement speed, while Scourge have 4. So just barely fast enough.
And we do now see some Corsairs coming out as well, but a lot of Scourge already on the field. Double Corsair production here from Arthur because he did not begin it early. Wants to make sure he can get his Corsair numbers up as fast as possible. Does now have 4 on the field and is getting the +1 air weapons as well. Zealot leg enhancements as well as +1. In the meantime, TRB is getting his Hive and Lurkers as well as Mutas. So everything mid-game, both Lurkers and Mutas coming up here for the Red Bandit, and has a pretty nice economy right now.
It does look like this. There's going to be some double drops going on. There's a Reaver with the Zealot already on the top side, and on the bottom side we have a Warp Prism with 4 Zealots. But meanwhile, these Mutas denied an expansion, took out a Dragoon, and are moving into the base.
The Scourge are coming from the Prism, and they get it! Now this Spine Crawler will be able to poke down this Reaver, and the Reaver is not even targeting the drones. That was not a successful drop from Arthur. Here comes the second one. More Scourge going to be on top of that Prism pretty quickly, but the Zealots do land. But a Spine Crawler as well. TRB's defensive style doing extremely well here. He will be able to clean this up. It's not going to lose that Lurker down.
Meanwhile,
There's no way.
these Corsairs are going to deal a lot of damage to Mutas. All become very orange colored, and these Corsairs are going to chase the Mutas all the way back home. These 2 Mutas, as a mist rally, they are going to go down.
And no real anti-air except for Hydras right now. There's no Spore Crawlers here for the Red Bandit. Not sure if he wants to try to add those on, but he'll want to get a few at least to try to keep his Overlord safe. And we have a Greater Spire coming up, as well as Pneumatized Carapace. And it'd be great to see some Eruptors now. I'm not sure how well TRB has been following the Starbow development, if he knows about the Eruptors and how they perform right now, if he wants to go into that or not. Some Hydras catching some Corsairs. That is a huge Corsair fleet right now. How many Corsairs do we actually have on the field? 12 Corsairs! Now, 12 is a bit of overkill. We'll be very safe against the Mutas.
That was a little bit of an interesting drive-by. They're just kind of saying hi to each other.
Fleet Beacon on the way here for Arthur. It will be finishing momentarily.
I bet he's going to get the Disruption Web. He has to. He has so many Corsairs. It's definitely worth for him to get the Disruption Web.
Oh yeah, having 12 Corsairs, why would you not? But the Corsairs are going to find the third, taking down a bunch of the buildings, taking down a Reaver. Going to catch this Warp Prism full of units. Canceling the third. This is a huge play here for TRB, managing to attack when the Corsairs are way out of position, and now these units can try to fly home while these Hydras poke away at the Corsairs.
Although those units are getting very damaged, and you do have to be very careful.
But TRB has forced Arthur into a very uncomfortable position.
We have Devours. That is, I was thinking about that. Devours are really good against Corsairs because I believe Devours are armored units. So Corsairs actually do about 0 damage to Devours, while Devours deal a lot back to the Corsairs.
Actually, Corsairs, well, it's kind of, they do very low damage, but they also do explosive damage. So they do okay against them, but they do slow down the attack speed, and for Corsairs, that's really important. Their attack speed is where a lot of their damage comes from. And also, those acid spores.
Devours do have 2 base armor. That is huge versus their Corsairs.
Now, really bad supply block here for TRB, losing so many Overlords. But here comes the large Devourer fleet, and there are Guardians behind this as well. You'll see a few Guardians, only 3. We'll be able to come in here, though, with a large number of Hydras, and those Guardians will have pretty free reign with these Devourers able to protect them from the Corsairs. Really cool play, this extremely late game play here from TRB off of 4 bases. Look at those Devourers, aren't those beautiful?
I don't remember the last time I've seen a Devourer in a tournament game.
Yeah, I can't tell you. So here come the Guardians.
This is brilliant. You're gonna take out the cannons, take out the cannons, take out the Reavers, and the Hydras are just gonna move in. And this ability, what's this ability called? But meanwhile, Corsairs are just getting annihilated by these Devours. These Zealots are pushing back the Hydras, but the Hydras are gonna eventually take out the Zealots, or maybe not.
Oh no, the Guardians get on move command and are being killed by these cannons, though.
Actually, the Devours do get taken out by the Corsairs, possibly. Although,
but he has thinned the numbers in these Corsairs so much. Yeah, the longer that battle goes on, the worse the Corsairs become with that acid spore, which slows down the attack speed. Oh, and it also receives 1 bonus damage. Oh wow! So it not only slows the attack speed, but also forces them to take more damage from additional Devourer attacks.
Oh, it's not only just Devours. They are also Devours. I remember this from Brood War. Devours have that same acid spore ability, and Mutalisks all of a sudden became powerhouses versus Devours. Because if you have a bounce, let's say.
Oh yeah.
And it hits a Corsair with 7 acid spore, that bounce went from 1 damage to 8. And if all of your Corsairs are covered with acid spores, those Mutas are doing like 20 damage per shot.
Now here comes a big Lurkers and Hydras here, catching this army here. And there's not a lot of, there's 1 Dragoon, 2 Dragoons with this army. There is not enough to deal with all of the Lurkers. The Lurkers are alone.
Are just gonna walk in and take everything out. Those Zealots are very clumped up, and they just get.
Storm is not completed yet. Storm, there's no Storm here. It's gonna be all the Reavers here. But the Reavers and the Zealots combined are enough to clean it up, despite not having Storm.
Oh, Acid Spore going down the ground, try to do some damage, but these Corsairs are gonna peck away at these Devours, taking out a few actually with the help of the Dragoon.
Yeah. But in the meantime, the number of Corsairs has dropped down to 5. And Arthur, completely mining out in the main, has to be able to get a 3rd here because TRB is establishing a 5th. He's got to do some major damage here, but his army is just not big enough. TRB's economy is so powerful right now. Adding on the hatcheries, TRB is looking like he is in a fantastic position. One storm goes down, but that's the only storm here. There's not another Templar.
2 Guardians coming from the top. Where'd they come from? Actually, you're gonna DPS down this Archon very well, unless they clump up like that. And okay, maybe not.
Not attacking the Archon though. Eventually Arthur gets pushed back, isn't able to threaten, and Arthur trying to take the center base. Not gonna work. That's gonna get canceled. A ballsy move.
And these Hydras are getting a okay engagement until that Scarab Shot came out. And
these Lurkers are doing really well. There's no Observer over this army right now. Lurkers free to attack. They're unless if Arthur wants to pull some really cool stuff with like Zealot standing on Lurkers and having the Reaver shoot it. But cool. I don't think it's going to happen. And TRB just continues a slow push here towards Arthur's natural.
The army is just getting whittled down and down. The Reaver does get taken. That is a huge effect of the army. And there are Templar, but they don't have Storm yet.
Right. Still very low energy, these Templar. And Arthur starting to distance mine from the third. He's going to try to take this fourth, but TRB knows it's here, and he's going to shut that down as well. Another cancel going to be forced here from Arthur, and Arthur's almost out of minerals in his natural. I think that TRB managing to just keep the aggression up at Arthur's natural and not allowing him to expand is going to starve him out, and I think TRB is going to take the series 2-0. You have more Lurkers on the way.
We have a Templar drop, though, at the third base, or the fourth base, I guess. It's going to go somewhere. It's going to land some very nice storms and kill a lot of drones, but I'm not sure that's enough.
Right. Oh, and the drone pulls. Nice reaction time here from TRB. And now there's Hydras and Lings, and these Templar are going to have to go somewhere else. Maybe not.
And the Red Bandit is just moving a bunch of workers in the Lings. This very nice storm, though. Takes out several workers in Hydra, and I think Arthur might be able to hold on once more.
Yeah, not another storm left, though, here. And these Lurkers are going to be killing all of the probes that are doing the distance mining. 35 probes left now for Arthur. This Templar, not quite enough energy for Storm quite yet. Will soon. But
the cannons are going to go down too, and
there's far too much Zerg here.
And there's
GG.
Arthur. The Red Bandit takes a victory 2-0 versus Arthur. Wow.
Fantastic play from the Red Bandit. That was a really cool game. The very fast Greater Spy are really paying off against Arthur's 12 Corsair fleets. So TRB will be in the finals, taking down Arthur. That's 2 Monday Night Starbuzz in a row where Arthur is not going to be walking away with $25.
Man, and I will say TRB did do some pretty good play because I forgot what